Hey fam, harlots and homos and everybody, welcome to MIKEroaggress'd. Say hello to our beloved friend, full-time, did you know, in case you did not know, Jacob, thank you, it is Fig Month. They won't let us say the word apparently. We'll probably be saying it a lot.
But I'm absolutely going to say it.
Say hello to this figget, Mr. Robert.
What is up?
Robert, Herr.
Hey, you know how I feel about that.
Can I tell you guys something? Okay, I'm gonna expose him real quick. I'm gonna tell a little deep dark secret. I have known this motherfucker long enough that he had pronouns in his bio when we first met.
But I was still a wokey. Yeah, I still hadn't escaped from the woke ideology. That was fun. That's what happens when you surround yourself with porn stars and a whole bunch of other. Well, you know, I'm going to get it out of the way. A whole bunch of other fags.
Yay! I was going to say, I forget what it was. I think YouTube has some rule where it's like, you can't curse for the first like 30 seconds or so, but fuck that, faggots.
Yeah, hey, you know what? Fuck them. We're good.
Would you like to tell everybody your pronouns to begin?
No. No, but if I had to pick, they would be fuck and off.
Mine are go fuck yourself.
That's an F-U-G-G, right?
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Most importantly, hello to all of our beautiful chat friends, Gamer, our Queen Leah, Darren. We have friends. We are international tonight, Rob.
Oh wow. Shit. There we go. What is up? I have family over there, so
I have a bestie over there, but that counts as family. Hey, Jacob, Chris, Jeremy, our beloved Daniel, our beloved Maddie, our beloved everybody. I'm so glad to see you guys.
What's up, guys?
I should say, so this is kind of like the first time in a long time that I actually have a bit of free time. So this bitch talked me into it. I'm kind of trying to go somewhat full time with shows and videos and all of that. So this is the first of many that are coming at you. It's because of this bitch badgering me so much about it.
There's no better bet than to bet on yourself. Come on.
I don't know about that. I think that's how you gamble the house away.
Hey, look, it was one time, and I got it back at 3 times the price. It's a bad market. What do you want?
Morning Mayhem. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here, Timothy. Daniel, we love you.
Hey, Morning Mayhem is going to be on my show tomorrow night. We're gonna test out Rumble Studio, so that's gonna be a fucking shit show. I can't wait.
So for people who have not seen you before, because I've been on your stuff, this is like our first official show on mine. Tell people, who the hell are you, Bobbert?
Hey, I host a podcast every week called the Washcast, Thursday nights, 8 o'clock on Rumble and X. I am, as Mikey puts it, I'm the fire-breathing dragon that he tamed and keeps as his pet. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't say tamed, but
you want to know what's in his closet, guys. It's like ball gags and whips, and it's just, I was very scared for the first 30 seconds.
But yeah, his links are below. Subscribe to this lovely him. Jeremy, thank you.
Be prepared. I'm incendiary. Just warning you guys now.
What the fuck? And I'm not. What? I'm not incendiary enough for you, Rob?
Well, let's be honest. You have some tact. You
what?
like what? Yeah. Okay.
Since when?
Pull up our X feeds side by side. We'll see who the more aggressive one is.
Well, no, I've just been. You're
way nicer than me.
I've told you. No. I've literally gotten messages from multiple people that are like, "How could you be friends with him?" I'm like, no. He's very sweet. He is just a raging bitch on Twitter.
Don't tell people that.
I know you don't want people to know that, but Jeremy, thank you so much, my love. By the way, parentheses, send in your super chats. I will be drinking every time that you send in a super chat, which I just stole from Vets Talking, which is an awesome show I was just on. I got to introduce you guys.
I think you should step it up. I think you should finish your drink every time you get a super chat.
Oh my God, are you trying to get me trapped? You know what a lightweight I am. What's up? I'll tell you what's up, and it's the ceiling. Thank you, Jeremy. I thought he was going in another direction with that. I thought it was going to be, I'll tell you what's up. This dick.
I was going to say it was going to be a camping trip. Talk about the first thing that pops up.
We need to hang out soon.
Yeah, he said Rumble chat gets no love. Yeah, Mikey doesn't know how to link it. Yeah, it's a pain.
Some ways, but bad at rumbling in other ways.
Oh yeah, this bitch can fight. You should see him do judo in a pair of 6-inch stilettos.
Fuck you. Hey Rhonda, glad you're here. Oh God. Yeah, we have so much to get into. So first of all, everybody, welcome to freaking Alphabet Month. We are 5 days into it, and I'm sick of it already. I'm not gonna last a month, dude.
No.
So have you heard about this? I think this was in Florida too. My people. Have you heard about this?
Yes, the rainbow crosswalk. I texted you about that and you ignored me, you bitch. I specifically said St. Pete is a no for me.
Oh yeah, I'm a bad texter. I haven't even been to St. Pete yet.
Worst.
You know what's so funny, by the way?
You, though.
Oh, me too. You know what's crazy though is it says so much, these rainbow crosswalks, because there's no consideration done. You know, let's be honest, it's not about LGBT, but it's all about the transes. It's the trans world, and we're just living in it. So trans is what? A fraction of 1% of the population, and we have to paint every crosswalk rainbow and all of that. What I find is interesting is when you look into the research, what these rainbow crosswalks do to the disabled. Disabled people are 20% of the population, and we do not do shit for them. We don't give a fuck.
Let's just be honest. Let's be honest. I'm going to correct you on that. Trans people are 0% of the population because trans people don't exist. They are just mentally ill men or women. I refuse to acknowledge them as anything other. That's where I said I am going to be very homophobic. I am going to be very transphobic.
No.
I'm going to get hit for hate speech tonight because
you're more anti-trans than I am, but I am more homophobic than you are, bitch.
I don't know. The reviews on your Sniffies profile say otherwise.
What the fuck are sniffles? I keep hearing people talking about this.
It's like the Grindr equivalent to Craigslist in terms of classiness. Yeah, like it's worse than Grindr and worse than Craigslist.
How?
Oh, it just you have to see for yourself.
It's an app.
Have to see. I think it's just a website. I don't know if it's like an actual app. I don't know if you can. Hold on, I'll look on the App Store. Hang on.
I told you I got banned from Grindr, right? Which is probably for the best, but he's got it. He's got it all lined up, ready to go.
Yeah, no, it is not. It's not on the App Store, so it must just maybe it's an Android thing. I don't know.
What a shame. What the hell was I? We've so much to get into. What the hell was I just saying? Oh yeah, the crosswalk. So they're trying to charge this guy with felony or a hate crime.
Well, I mean, in all fairness, they just busted Donald Trump for a felony, multiple felonies. None of his crimes were actually felonies. They just lumped them all together and made up some bogus rule. Like, no, and felonies don't mean anything anymore.
Yeah, and I love when these people get asked what crime did he actually commit, and they're like, campaign finance. Campaign finance are federal laws. They don't even know that. These people...
You can't handle that in a state court. What?
No. And it's funny because I have been railing against Trump for the last 2-3 years because of COVID, because of many other things. And I mean, I was always going to vote for him anyway, but they finally gave me some enthusiasm about voting for him. Now I'm actually excited to vote for him where I didn't really care before.
No, it's not a disdain vote where you're like...
Yeah, now it's not just like... Yeah, exactly. I mean, I hope he'll be better this time. If he wins,
better believe I'm gonna hit that fucking Trump button with authority on election day. They might have to replace the screen. That's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna do what I did last time. I'm gonna pull the lever with my middle finger. Christy, glad to have you here, my love.
What's up, Christy?
So tell people about you. What is your villain origin story? What brought you to being here as the homophobic gay that you are?
Well, where do you want me to start? Because we could be here all night. I got a lot of trauma. I got a lot of trauma to unpack here.
Tell us about it.
No, so I'll start with the old I guess 2012, 2011, something like that. I randomly became friends with a gay porn star who is now dead, by the way. I just want to say that. God rest his soul.
How did he die?
I'll give you one guess. Drugs. Drugs.
I was deciding between that and AIDS. Sorry, now I'm being incendiary.
Maybe there was a little bit of both in there, but yeah, drugs. But it was actually at Columbus Pride of all things, because it was 2011. You know, I was fucking what? I was probably no, it had to have been long. It had to have been after that, 2013 maybe, because I was freshly 18.
Oh
so
boy.
Yeah, so I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go experience it, and I went and got to, randomly met him, became friends with him, got sucked into the whole thing where all of a sudden I had a ton of friends that were in the industry. And then I had what at the time
by
were
the
called,
industry, you mean the porns?
the prostitution industry. Because that's what porn is. It's prostitution on camera. That's all it is. But so I found myself surrounded by all this shit. And back then there was this weird thing they called porn moms, where it was basically just old fag hags that paid for people's shit. And like, I knew
why.
I don't ask me. I don't know.
Were they trying to fuck you?
No, not me. I'm just saying, like, these were the people that, like, the circle I kind of got dragged into. I wasn't.
Moms.
Yeah, I wasn't taking my clothes off or getting fucked on camera. They were like, "Who are you? Oh, sure? You're just the other guy." And well, my personal cell phone doesn't count. Come on now. Come on. I don't have an OnlyFans.
Yeah, exactly. Morning Mayhem got sucked into the whole thing. Yeah, I'll bet you did.
Hey.
Wait, so I need to wait, rewind for a second. I need to tell me more. What are porn moms?
So they were like think middle-aged women that enjoy this was the term, or the terminology and the definition I was given. They appreciate gay porn as an art. So basically, like, if you took the middle-aged women that used to read like the really weird sex novels.
Yeah.
So like, if you take that, add gay, and turn it up to 10 where there's video involved, yeah, that's basically a porn mom, like just obsession, right? And
hang out with the porn stars.
Yeah, actually I'd have to go back through my Facebook, but there's a picture from New Year's Eve 2014 in Vegas of me, 2 Helix Studios models, and then a bunch of the porn moms in the background. It was hilarious.
Ew.
Listen, I will say this, I make jokes, but they were honestly some of the nicest people I'd ever met.
I knew you were going to say,
genuinely good
nice
people. Genuinely good people too.
They sound it.
But it was just a very weird,
I agree with Rhonda. They need Jesus and possibly other deities.
They need Satan's what they need.
So go on. So you're hanging
with
out
a pegging fetish, Jacob said. I love that.
So you're hanging out with the porn moms and the porn stars, probably in your like rainbow skivvies, I'm guessing.
No. So I was, I always kind of struggled with weight, like really bad weight fluctuation. So I was fat, and then I was skinny, and then I was fat, and then I was skinny. So there was never really a lot of like taking my clothes off. But I kind of just got like dragged into that whole scene where it was like all of my friends were gay. I didn't really hang out and associate with straight people, and like, so naturally with that, my sister is a lesbian. She's a diehard bleeding heart liberal, like so far left, she's spinning in circles. And so between the family members that I was close to, and then the people I was hanging around with, I was very much like all aboard the faggotry train. Like,
it's so
I had pronouns in bio. I got sucked into like the BLM thing for a second. And at the time I was acknowledging the portions of it that I thought was right. So like the riots and everything, I always kind of pushed back on, but there were parts of it that I was aligning with, because my sister's in a biracial relationship. I have 2 mixed nephews. So there was a little bit of pressure there to kind of see what I wanted to see, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of just wrapped up in that, moving, from city to city for a while. Cause I was trying to get into entertainment, and I interned for one record label and then interned for another.
Entertainment or like entertainment?
Oh no, like music.
Optional situation. Okay.
No.
Okay.
No, that was a side gig. I ended up making a little money off of that too, just because I had some.
When you say that, you don't mean you were
no.
porns.
No. So because I had friends in the industry, and like at one point I had a direct line to like the owner of Cocky Boys, and like just from going to club events and stuff like that. And so I had a couple people that just randomly hit me up on Twitter at the time, and were like, "Hey, can you get me in?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take a portion of your fucking paycheck though." So, and I made them pay me in cash under the table. I never claimed a dime in taxes. I made my money and I got the fuck out.
See, no disrespect. This sounds like my nightmare.
It was like, absolutely, in hindsight, it was terrible.
I would hate being around that many gay people and porn stars, and like this just sounds miserable to me.
Well, you know, at the same time, I was kind of, I want to say I had kind of turned it up to 11 and kind of gone into like overdrive with it because, you know, I was from a small rural town in Western Pennsylvania. I didn't really get to experience that lifestyle until I got dragged balls deep into it, pun intended. And so at that point, I was just kind of latching on and like trying to find an identity, I guess, essentially, you know, among that group. And there was never, like in hindsight, there was never even the slightest inkling or the slightest bit of genuine moral backing to it. I was just kind of following along with the herd because at that point, no matter how much I disagreed with something, all of my friends were on one side of it. So it made it harder for me to pull away. And then moving home back to my tiny little hometown, when I started working for FedEx, I kind of pulled myself away from that whole lifestyle, and then eventually started starting like my own business down the line. I really pulled away from a lot of those quote unquote friends. And it was through that and then getting back involved in social media that I was like, okay, wait a minute. There are other homos out there that actually align with my ideals. Like we're relatively somewhere in the same ballpark. So the more I started to explore that, the more I started to get into like the conservative side of politics, I really found where my values were. And so here I am now just wanting to drag everybody on Twitter. Like it's just, I mean, that's just fun for me. Like
so this really is your villain origin story.
Oh yeah, 100%, dude. I was at one point, I was a wokey, made it harder to pull out. Look, my couch does that. I don't. I make that very clear.
Tennessee, thanks for being here.
Yes,
dude.
I did commit tax evasion, I guess, technically at one point. It wasn't really tax evasion because they didn't know I made the money. So, you know, they were gifts.
Sorry, I just wanted to respond to Chris. No, I have not experienced like a real Florida storm yet. I'm waiting. Ooh. I'm waiting on it.
Be
so
careful.
Rob, these people just sound so miserable. Like, so did you find that their lives were very empty?
Very superficial. I mean, it was one of those things where like we were at the bar every single night and like it was always a different club event, and it really was just everybody going out to compare shoes and see how many different people they could go home with in one night. Like it was very much the typical, like stereotypical gay scene. Like I can't say that I ever really, let's put it this way. Outside of the guys that I was fucking, I enjoyed no part of that. Like it was going out to the bar was like a chore because I can't sit at the bar and enjoy a drink and talk to my friends when some fucking yath queen decides to come running into the bar and getting all sloppy. Like, get the fuck out of there.
See, that's the thing. Even when I was a liberal, like me and most gay people were always like oil and water. Like I could go out and have fun and have a night out or whatever, but those people just grate on my nerves. Daniel, thank you so much. Okay, I have to drink now for super chat. Thank you, our beloved.
Finish it, pussy.
You're trying to just get me trashed.
Yeah, Daniel,
I was once told I'd be the type Helix would want. Glad I didn't end up doing that though. So yeah, you are. You're too good for them.
Yeah, not just that, but you know, they had some very questionable activities that went on. Like I had one of the we'll say actors, the porn actors, because I refuse to call them models because they are in no way, shape, or form a model. But
can't we just call them hoes?
One of the whores that I sent out there actually like texted me, and he's like, this is not like, can you get me out of this? I don't want to be a part of this.
Wow.
So like, well, it was like, you're there to film with someone, and they were filming unprotected sex, and there were like random people in the house fucking the models at the time. Like, and that wasn't at Helix, but that was, in a couple of the studios that we dealt with, where it was just like, ew, gross, dude. Like you went out there and went through the whole testing process and all of that just to show up there and be like, none of these people film with us. Why are they here fucking people? Like, it was a very seedy, nasty, disgusting industry to be in. And so the second I got to turn tail and run, I did. I managed to, like, I kept some of my friends from it, but outside of that, it was just it wasn't a great lifestyle. I was drinking a lot. Keep in mind, underage, most of it. But I was drinking a lot. I was doing a lot of coke, a lot of drugs, just in general. And it was not yes, Rex, every negative stereotype there is, 100%. And so it was not a great lifestyle. And it's very easy to, when you try to fit in somewhere, it's very easy to become kind of like a chameleon and just blend in. And looking back, I can't think of a single time where I actually had a sense of fulfillment or even a sense of direction. I was just kind of mindlessly gliding through life, and so was everybody else around me. So it felt like normalcy. And until I got away from it, that was fucking terrible, dude. I
think it's really interesting what you had said, that it kind of bugs me when I hear people refer to anyone being gay as a lifestyle, because I feel like you just drew the perfect distinction that for some it's a sexual orientation, for some it is a lifestyle. This is the lifestyle component of it. And I think people like us are both like, we don't want your lifestyle.
No, 100%. I'm a weirdo, dude, as far as the gays are concerned. Like,
oh, I know.
I watch professional wrestling. I like to fucking read. I don't do the traditional, like I go to sports bars, right? Shit like that. I don't fit the mold, right? So for me to even try to go out to a gay bar, I can't stand it anymore.
Yeah.
Because I don't connect with anybody, because I'm very much like, outside of the fact that I suck dick, I'm practically straight.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but
I mean, you just wait, buddy. Wait till I start burping and farting around you. You'll be like, God damn, you really are a straight man.
Jaron said you sound like a normie. Third rail fight, professional wrestling sounds gay. Yeah, it kind of is.
It's sweaty men hugging each other. Like, come on. How does it?
Leah, wow, Rob, I had no idea you'd been through all that. Knowing that you overcame all that stuff just makes me love you even more. You're a survivor and beautiful and so unique. I agree.
I love you, Leah.
She's the greatest.
Oh, who's that in the background?
What?
The dog. Sorry, there was as soon as the dog comes into the shot, my brain is gone.
We have a house guest staying with us now, so we've got 4 cats, 2 dogs, and me. I count as a pet, so
I was gonna say.
Ooh, Daniel thinks you're hot.
You're blind.
So I take it you don't go out anymore in your rainbow skivvies with your pronouns.
No, this is the gayest shit that I own right here.
I was gonna say, what the fuck are you wearing?
A very tacky, obnoxious shirt that I knew that I could only wear on your show.
I know. I was saying I'm supposed to be the tackiest one here.
Wow, I mean,
I'll sometimes like get dragged out to gay bars and stuff, and it's just miserable. Like, I just can't stand these people.
Everybody's so shallow and superficial. There's no real, like, when people go to gay bars, or I should say when gay men go to gay bars, they go there to get laid. They very rarely ever go to actually try to socialize, because it's not the place you go to socialize. It's loud. It's flashing lights, loud music, can't hear yourself think. Like, it's horrible. No, it's not a Hawaiian shirt. Come on.
Ah, your Nazi shirt. You have a Nazi Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah, no, it's well, judging
It's
from
a
the
gay
crown
Hawaiian
and the
shirt.
symbolisms, I'm pretty sure this is a ghetto shirt, but that's just me.
Hey, our boy Ramiro is here.
Hey, what up? No queer AF shirt? No. We can't wear that anymore. That's just reserved for the spicy straights now.
Yeah, I was gonna say we should go to one of the parades and like wear shit like that and ask people questions so they don't see it coming when we give them Nazarangara. Trina, my beloved.
You need to understand, in order to get me to a pride parade, you would have to literally mainline large amounts of Xanax or hit me with a shot of Haldol in the ass before you take me out to that.
I think they're like still fun to go to.
I like that word, gamer. I like that. I call it electric vomit.
The best one that I was doing a walkaway event with Brandon and Blair, and it was the same time that they had Pride in Chicago. And so we went to the parade. One of the security guards, though, was like a supporter of ours. So he was just like, hey, open the gate, let us into the parade with our like conservative signs. And it was a mixed response, though. Like there were a lot of supportive people, and that was in Chicago. The people who weren't supportive, though, it was funny because the God Hates Fags people were also there. We got more hate than they did. They would rather that than us. Well,
they hate the self-hating gays.
I'm others hating. Like when they say you have internalized homophobia, I'm like, no, it's externalized.
Yeah, I don't hide it. Like, come on.
No, and I'm like, I'm pretty great, but it's these other bitches that I could kind of take or leave.
Jacob said, I'll come to a parade with you with a I have schizophrenia and I'm not taking my medication shirt.
Can we do that?
What was the one
you should come to Florida?
Austin had on he said I'm schizophrenic and I have a gun. That's it.
Trina said your shirt reminds me of the intentionally graffitied wall of a go-kart center I've been to.
Hell yeah.
I was going to say it looks like Mario Kart. You are Rainbow Road. That's just what I'm going to call you from now on.
Well, Mikey, I might not be a go-kart track, but you can still ride me.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, you did that to yourself. Boo, get off the stage.
You know what I was going to say? Potentially unpopular opinion. Maybe this is just a New York thing, but like all the really awful shit that's going down at Pride parades, like I obviously see it. I see pictures and videos of it. I've never really seen that firsthand going to them in New York. Maybe it's just a New York thing, but the one in New York at least is just mostly like wine.
That's where one of these ones now was.
And really? I mean, I'm sure it's there too. It's probably just gotten progressively worse, pun intended.
Well, you have to like look at it and go, okay, how many of these people are gays exposing themselves? And how many of them are immigrants that are just trying to find a place to shit on the sidewalk? Like, I'm just saying, like I find it so funny that we have let all these radical Islamic, I don't want to call them terrorists, but I'm going to call them terrorists.
Yes, you do.
These radical Islamic terrorists through our fucking border, and that yet people are just parading around in the streets. Like, come on. We saw what happened in Philadelphia. Although I'm pretty sure that was just white women fighting gays.
Oh, I love it so much. I love it so much. What's happening? I love it. You got on one side, you got the alphabet people. On the other side, you got the Hamasos. Let them fucking kill each other. I love it. You fucking people, you made this bed. Now fucking lie in it. This is the monster you created. Enjoy. Because that's the thing about leftism. There's no end point. There's no ending to everything progressing. So it will eventually just consume everything. And now it's consuming their own people. And I love it.
It's great. They're cannibalizing themselves. It's like progressivism goes in a circle and it's like the serpent always eating its own tail. It's great.
It is literally the serpent and the rainbow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're just Canadian. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like it's really bad all over Canada though. Like all over the place. That country's on fire and I'm sorry.
Come here. Sorry, our hostess is trying to hang out with me. Let me figure out.
Yeah. Ah, look at that face. Look at that face.
Wait, sorry, I'm trying to catch up.
I'm gonna be distracted by the dog the whole rest of the show, just so you're aware.
She's amazing. It's so funny. My dog, I love him, but he was such an asshole.
Yes,
weird.
Jeremy said the Ouroboros. That's what I was thinking.
What is that?
The Ouroboros, the snake eating its own tail. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking of.
Everything's bad in Canada. Trina said someone down the street from my house is part of the community and hangs giant Progress Pride flags outside her door and in her windows. And last year she hosted a Pride block party. That sounds horrible. See, she's Canadian too, so it's like kind of worse.
That's when that's what you do is you give a bunch of kids a baseball bat and some baseballs and you tell them to aim for the center of the chevron.
Marilyn, so glad you're here. No, this is my friends that I live with are dog sitting this week. So this is Lola. I love her though.
That face
Daniel
is so fucking cute.
I love this. Retards fighting each other. We love to see it. Daniel, thank you so much. Let me drink. I'll come to a pride parade with Mikey to do that. Yes, come.
Damn right.
I kind of want to.
Don't come. I'm gonna come.
You guys both need to come to Florida.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, do it already. Oof, yes, last year in my city, I'm Canadian. There was a big controversy when a middle school teacher was recorded getting angry at a Muslim student for skipping the school's pride event. I love it. I love it. It's like the Queers for Palestine are just shocked when they encounter reality.
So I have a problem with that whole middle school teacher thing, because like I don't know who to be angry at there. Probably the teacher.
I think put them in a ring together, let them go at it, and if someone comes out alive, sucks, but let's see who comes out.
Somebody needs to make an animated film called Trannies v Terrorists.
Oh my god, we should do that.
take all the clips of the pride clashes.
Michael, this 100% this, and people say it's a choice. Why would I choose to be in the same community with these clowns? Yeah,
I don't. I don't.
So I was on a stream once with this bitch who had some like conversion recently and was suddenly all like, "Oh, being gay is wrong and it's a choice and all that." And I knew this person a little bit, and I said to her, I was like, "Do me a favor." I'm like, "Look me in the eye, knowing everything you know about me, and tell me I'm just choosing this." And she couldn't do it. I'm like, do you think this would be my choice?
It would not be anybody's choice, I don't think.
No, because they're horrible. So how long? So you've been, you sort of, what would be the term? Be red pill conservative. You consider yourself conservative, right?
I consider myself a right-wing nut job. Yeah.
That's accurate.
That's pretty much the way I've like at this point. I'm just rolling with the labels, like whatever they give me: self-hating, gay, homophobe, transphobe, right-wing nut job, far-right extremist, whatever you want to call me.
Yeah, I kind of agree because I don't really consider myself conservative, but they call me that. I'm like, okay, I don't know, call me out. I don't care.
Yeah, you're what they would call the right-wing gay, which is like the left wing, like the left of center straight.
The what?
The left of center straight
is a right-wing gay.
Basically.
That's horrible.
Well, most of them anyway.
So how long have you been conservative now?
Oh, probably the better, really like into it for the better part of like 5 or 6 years.
Oh, wow. I thought it was more recently.
No, I started dabbling a little bit more. And it was one of those things where it was a gradual switch. Like I kind of went from far left to centrist to libertarian and then I skipped over moderate and I just went straight to far right because this shit went so far downhill so fast.
Yeah.
There was no coming back from it. Like
we knew it would though.
They said gay marriage was going to be a slippery slope and that's just what it is.
I'm glad we proved them wrong about that.
Right. Me too. Great job, guys. Golf clap.
It's such bullshit too, because like it shouldn't have been that way. It shouldn't have been that way. One should not be related to the rest of them, but
no. And that's the thing. Like this gender ideology has nothing to do with sexuality. It's two totally different communities. And that's acknowledging the existence of one. which I don't like to do. But
Tracy.
Even yes. I mean, I mean, there we go. There we go. The Nazi salute with a limp wrist.
Oh wow, I didn't know Rhonda was an ex-lefty as well.
Oh, there's a lot of them now.
There really are, because I mean, shit has gotten so insane. What the hell was I going to say though? Yeah,
they turned into communists. That's the problem. The last real Democrat was JFK. After that, it was just a hard left turn.
It's so funny too. I was talking about this the other day with somebody, how I feel like for a Democrat, Bill Clinton was not that bad with some things compared to the rest of them. It's hilarious how far it's gotten that he would almost seem conservative at this point.
At least Bill Clinton balanced a fucking budget.
Yeah, he was pretty good for the economy.
Yeah. And that's being objective, but you know, they fucking,
you know, discounting all like the murder and stuff.
I think that's Hillary. That's more, she just has like the evil cunt look in her eye.
You know who wears the pantsuit in that relationship. Chrissy, I always quote Mikey when it comes to my political affiliations. I'm a registered Republican, but I identify as an independent. Respect my pronouns. I love that, Leah.
There it is. Yep. Basically.
Well, though, so you mentioned the transes. See, I feel like I am one of the, or I have been one of the last remaining people on the right who's kind of supportive of them. And I'll be honest, my patience is kind of wearing thin, because it is seeming like no matter how supportive you are, no matter how kind you are, it is never, ever, ever enough. And I'm saying both politically and interpersonally.
I'm allowed to challenge you on your own show, right?
Oh, bitch, please do it.
Okay. Let me ask you exactly what part you're supportive of. The self-mutilation, the mental health effects that come from hormone blockers. Is it the self-harm? The suicide?
I think there are which part is it that number of people. Let's look back 10 years ago, 20 years ago, before that. This has always been something that a very small number of people struggled with and felt better for whatever reason transitioning. It's not something I can understand, it's not something you can understand. But there are people in the past who that's what makes you happy. God bless, go for it. And I just I've never really cared about that. Now, obviously, it's gone absurdly far with it being, I heard somebody describe it, I think this is the perfect way to put it. I heard somebody describe it the other day as entrapment, the way that kids are being indoctrinated into it, because entrapment is putting an idea in someone's head that they wouldn't have otherwise had. That's exactly what's happening now.
They entrap them and then gaslight them to death.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the reason I asked that is because, you know, even when you mentioned there is that very, very, very small portion of the population, the majority of that very small portion of the population does not go through full surgical transition. And that's you know, like there are ones like Buck Angel and like a few.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
But the majority of them just stop at top surgery, if anything.
And now I understand why, by the way. I remember years ago when I was less educated about it, I was like, why wouldn't they just I get it now?
Yeah. And that's why, I mean, I used to try to follow that same line of like, oh yeah, I try to support, and by support, I meant I just kind of, you know, pretended like they didn't exist. Like, just let them do whatever they want. Like, they're adults, are not hurting anybody. And then it went to the fucking surgical transition shit started becoming more popular. And now like they're coming for your kids. It's a problem. It's a huge fucking problem. So I can't sit by and I can't support any of that anymore. And I used to be like, I want them to get mental health help, but that's where this shit is happening.
But I'm saying, couldn't the same be said about gays, that there's a distinction between people like us and average gay people and the ideology?
1000%.
So I'm just saying, for me, that's the difference. That's the distinction that I would draw between actual transsexual people and the transes.
Yeah, I mean, it's the ability to assimilate. Like the majority of transsexual people, if you want to acknowledge that, is a very simple fact that they assimilate. You could have a quote unquote transsexual person that never goes through any kind of surgical transition that assimilates to a certain level. And those people you're never going to know. But the problem is now is we have these obsessed autogynephiles, and you have people that are so desperate for love and attention in a world that is literally built around it. Like, who can get the most likes? Who can get the most clicks? Who's got the most views? You get sad, lonely, depressed people that get sucked into this. And they're like, oh, well, I'm an ugly fucking man. I can put on a dress and think I'm beautiful. No, you're still an ugly man. Like,
one sec, I just want to catch up with chat and then we'll get back to it. Dylan, welcome, my love. Grifty,
what's up, Dylan?
Hi, darling, love you. I got to introduce you guys, by the way. Y'all would like each other.
Hell yeah.
Mikey, as a father, I cannot tolerate these egotistical maniacs that just wish to create more of themselves so they don't have to be miserable alone like some sort of societal virus. Yeah, we agree on that. Obviously, it's horrible. It's in every classroom.
That's a good point.
It's in every... Yeah, for me, I think it's sort of just a very convenient entry point into this entire cult, into an entire belief system, one that's very profitable to a lot of people, one that gains a lot of power for a lot of people, that turns people into lifelong medical patients, lifelong ideologues.
Well, and you know what, on that note, this would be a good time to show that whacked out video that I sent you.
Yeah, totally. Let me pull it up. Let me just hit up the chat. Yeah, exactly. The Gay Men's Choir literally singing that they're coming for children was a huge mask off moment. So that's what I'm saying. That is really sort of the crux of my position, is that if we, being gay people, want people to understand the distinction between us and this, that's one that I feel like I need to offer transsexual people as well.
I mean...
But yeah, I understand your point of view also.
My other problem is that you see a lot of transsexual people that just stay quiet.
That's true.
Like Buck Angel has been willing to step out and talk, and I respect that. I don't necessarily... I'm not going to say that I support or don't, because, you know what, he lives his life, he assimilates as the best he can, whatever, that's fine. But I'm not going to sit there and tell him he's stunning and brave or beautiful.
What are you talking about?
Buck Angel.
Oh,
like, you know, I respect the fact that he's outspoken.
Closer, I think our position is closer than you make it seem, though, because you just said he, which is what I would say as well. And that's one of those things where pronouns, I couldn't give two shits. I don't consider that like a sign of respect, if that makes sense. Like, for me, I'm not going to call him stunning and brave. I'm not gonna stroke his ego, but I'll say that I respect the fact that he's out there doing what he's doing. And yes, I will refer to him as a he, because, well, any woman that's got a beard like that, good God, put her in a circus. But I will say that, but I guess where I draw the line is like supporting it or affirming it. Like, I just can't bring myself to do that, because growing up for me, it was, you watched, you know, pretty androgynous emo kids that would come in, cut, you know, with fucking self-harm scars all over their thighs or all over their arms. And it's like, we were so quick to cut that off at the head right there. But now people are coming in with self-harm scars going, I want to chop my tits off. Well, looks like you've already tried a few times. We'll show you how it's done the right way. Yeah.
I can't get behind it.
No, I'm not behind it either, but I'm just saying, in the past, I think that it was people who really struggled with this for a long time, and that made them happier for whatever reason. Now it's somebody, this thought gets put in their head, and 2 days later, they're being sent to get their tits cut off.
Yeah, 100%.
At any age.
That's the Keto and Crime.
Oh, I was going to bring... What's that?
Keto and Crime said Buck wouldn't call himself stunning and brave.
That's true.
This is true.
This is, hey, Illuminahide. I think I'm saying that right. 0.3% statistically have gender dysphoria. How many of this already small percentage can we say absolutely need drugs and surgery and not just therapy? I agree. I think it's a small minority.
Boom.
What was I looking for? This is what I was going to bring up. Did you guys see the video of an Oregon man who exposed himself on a man's property to his child? Cops did nothing. Yeah, this guy walked up to someone's house, flashed the kid, I think he was 2 years old or something, He calls the cops. He goes, "Oh, it's not illegal." He was like, "The biggest crime would be trespassing, maybe, but it's not illegal."
So,
and it's not even. And he's like, "Cops are useless," which is true, but it's not even the cops' fault.
That's what I was just about to say. That's a problem at the state level, and that's just totally fucked.
By the way, sorry, parentheses, I love this. Morning May, I'm listening to you guys and working on my church's bulletin for Sunday simultaneously. Is that true? Love you, dude. Glad to have you here.
He's going to be in the middle of the church's bulletin, and the word fag's going to creep in there somewhere. Like, oh, shit. I missed that one. Oh, you know what? Chris just brought up a really good point, too. Cosmetic surgery as a whole has become too accessible, especially to minors. We used to have laws that were enforced about protecting kids. Yeah, exactly. I mean, how many girls in high school are getting nose jobs now? Like, it's fucked up.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that until I heard people talking about this. Like, yeah, that should not be a thing either.
Nope.
And it's really fucked up. Like, I don't know if you guys saw, I posted today. I'll show, we can watch like the full conversation, but I posted a video of when I was talking to people with Billboard Chris and James Clogue, and this woman, like, she was saying shit that I can't believe how people could actually think these things. But their only justification for medicalizing children so early is aesthetics. I mean, didn't we used to teach kids that like looks aren't the only thing that matters and inner beauty and all that bullshit? But now it doesn't matter how much you destroy the rest of their lives. All that matters is what they'll look like.
Well, and that's, my God, man, that's a fucking problem. What a fucking problem that is. Like, to preach aesthetics to people, like, oh yeah, we can do childhood transitions for aesthetics. Guess what? No, just don't. We've gotten into this culture of enabling that I always talk about, and this constant affirmation where it's like, instead of looking at a kid and affirming them and saying, you know what? No, you don't need, you're a good looking kid, you know, as a parent looking at them and going, you're a handsome boy. Instead of as a parent looking at them. Yeah, that is affirmation. But to just sit there and be like, oh, you think you're a girl? Cool. We'll go get your tits tomorrow. Like,
oh, Christ. The video you were talking about.
Yes. If y'all didn't think this was a cult before, you will now, I promise.
Well, literally, just look up any cult prevention league. Look at any warning signs of a cult. It fits every single category. Let me get this. Oh, I can't with these people. I can't with these people. Don't be a drag, just be a queen. See, I blame Lady Gaga for all the problems in the world right now.
I won't change your little town. Your own children will. Your children will see us. Your children will love us.
Children will love us.
And your children will join us. I won't change your.
Yeah.
Your children will love us and your children will join us.
You're on YouTube, so I can't say my actual thoughts.
Say it.
People like that need to be given the Christy Gnome dog treatment. Take it out to the gravel pit and shoot it.
See, This is really why I preach wood chipper diversity. I think we need to expand the types of people that get put in the wood chipper. People talk about it like just actual pedophiles, and I'm all for that, but I think we need to think bigger and throw more people in there. This is a good candidate for wood chipper diversity.
That should be the poster child.
Your children will see us, but you're wearing a heavy wig, sunglasses, dark clothes. We can't see you.
How much crack did it smoke? Well, enough that Hunter Biden's sober.
It's so sick. I'm just so sick of having to deal with these people. I will say, I think lately, like anytime a video gets pushed on my algorithm on Instagram or something from some leftist alphabet person and I leave a comment challenging them, my phone blows up with people mostly agreeing with me. So I really do think that the tide is turning, and I think it's becoming a thing that normie gays kind of can't disassociate from that well. What?
It's coming. It's coming. Wait
Yeah,
till
exactly.
they try to take the twinks away. That will cause an uprising.
That's so true. Come for my daughter, see how quickly you develop rapid onset lead poisoning.
You're 2,200 feet per second. You need to get a bigger gun, Jacob.
He has got a perfect gun, Robert.
Oh,
Not like that. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Your facial expression said it was just like that, buddy.
No, it's not.
I will call you out all night on your whoredom.
Not. Dylan, I have a question. Why are these weirdos doing the absolute most to obtain acceptance from children? That's the weirdest part, is like, you know, maybe now that I'm like a little bit older, wait, I gotta catch up. I'm blind. Don't give no spoilers. Let me get to this first. What was I saying? Yeah, especially like now that I've gotten older, maybe like occasionally I have thoughts about like, oh, getting married someday and stuff like that. But like, especially when you're in your 20s and stuff like that, like who the fuck, like your only thoughts of kids are like, oh, get the hell, keep them away from me. Like it's very strange that these people seem to always be thinking of children.
Well, yeah. Well, how, like, I don't even want my own fuck trophy. Why are you so obsessed with other people's crotch goblins? Like, get the fuck
I know.
out of here.
All right, let me catch up on chat.
You'll see the one I was laughing at.
I'm becoming homophobic. Don't tell my wife. With a pet. Hey, we got saying Free Palestine coming to Sacramento Pride this weekend. Bring the popcorn. Did you see Lady Maga interviewing one of these Hamasos, and this bitch didn't know anything. She didn't know Israel was a Jewish state. She didn't know anything. Yeah. So it's amazing to me the gap between what these people actually know and what they think they know.
That's what happens when you get a bunch of leftists on the street handing out fucking boxes of ho-hos to homeless people and telling them, come march in this. Here's a keffiyeh.
My darling, thank you so much for the super chat. Fat Ozzy Osbourne needs a restraining order against all the kids. And now I got a drink.
Yeah, that was a big one. You need to finish that drink. Do it, pussy.
I'm too much of a lightweight to finish my drink.
Boo.
No twinks, no peace. No twinks, no peace.
Right on.
Which one were you looking at?
That was the Fat Ozzy Osbourne one, was the one that made me laugh.
That's great.
Because now that it's been said, I can't unsee it.
I had my pet sperm at 22, not all 20-something. I think 20-something gays, at least. For most, it's like any age.
Gays can't have kids.
You know what I mean.
They can adopt.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, it just, I've become more tolerant of them, or like friends' kids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Being older, but especially in my 20s, I was like, oh, I fucking hate kids.
Yeah, you just wanted to swat them with an electric fly swatter.
Exactly. So that's why I think it's weird that these people are so fixated on them. Yeah, this is very true. This is very true. It seems like acceptance is declining across the West, though. Yeah, I can't imagine why.
Well, that's the funny part about that is when you look at Europe and like the UK, for example, the Muslims in parliament are good for something, because that, I think, has a large part to do with it, at least in the UK, because you do have a lot of Muslims taking over, and that's one of the first things that they're going to come for.
It's so bizarre. It's like you said, I don't know whose side I'm on in that.
I'm on the side of like traveling to Argentina and just watching the world burn from there. Like,
or Florida, bitch. Florida's
going first, buddy.
No, it's not.
The Cuban uprising is coming.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Should I show this video of that I did with Billboard Chris?
Yes, do it.
Which, by the way, I'm sure everyone here does, but if you don't, you need to know Billboard Chris, because he is just an encyclopedia on this issue. There is not one person out there, I don't think, who is more knowledgeable about this than him.
And he's a freaking savage.
He is, and he's a really kind person too.
Seems like it.
All right, let me get this. So we talked to a bunch of people, but this one in particular just made my head explode. So I put out a clip of it before. This is the full thing. You ready for this, Poison?
Let's hear it.
You guys,
Why F us?
because it is really. Don't videotape me. I did not consent to be videotaped.
Alright. Okay.
You probably shouldn't flip people off and tell them to F off if you don't want to.
You're walking around with hate speech.
What is hate speech about this?
Are you frozen or am I frozen?
The looks like the video's frozen.
Oh, damn it. 1 sec. Vamp for a second?
Huh?
Just vamp for 1 minute. My thing froze.
You should do what now?
Just vamp for a minute, bitch.
What the fuck does that mean?
Just talk for a minute. I'll be right back.
What? You're leaving me here alone? Oh God, guys. Oh, the little bastard. Well, I guess we'll go to the chat. I can't put anything up on the screen because, you know, Mikey's gay. But Christy, depopulation of the planet. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, it's working. We have Italy is paying people oh, look, there he is.
Shit froze.
I scared off half of your audience.
What did you do?
They despise me.
What did you do?
Nothing. The second you left, it just numbers dropped.
Shut up, Rob. Hey, Hope.
Yes, it is. It is an absolutely awful shirt, and that's exactly why I wore it. This is the obnoxious shirt that when I want to piss off the whole party.
What's on it? Is that an eyeball?
It's literally just a bunch of graffiti.
Oh my God.
I wear this with a pair of bright white pants. Yeah, and neon sneakers. Oh, I walk into the club like, hey, douche is here. Like, just saying, I walk in like I'm gonna fuck your girlfriend and then go home with the guy.
Does that work for you?
Sometimes.
Real
Depends.
with that shirt?
It just depends on the strength of the roofie.
Oh my God, you're terrible.
Listen, you have never partied until you've been roofied.
I have been once. It was horrible.
Dude, it's rough.
That was
It's
horrible.
fucking rough. I literally took one willingly because I wanted to see what happened. By myself. I was literally at home by myself.
Who does that?
Why not?
Who does that?
Why not? Why did I have roofies? Don't ask. Like,
God,
by roofies, I really mean sleeping pills, but like really fucking strong ones. I just took, like, I was having trouble sleeping. A friend gave me, it wasn't an Ambien, it was Lunesta.
Oh,
and was like, here, take this. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just roofie myself. Why not? And it put me out. I felt like shit the whole rest of the next day. Like, I couldn't imagine what a real legit roofie feels like. Like, it'd be so bad, dude.
It was horrible. I was in New Orleans and I was at a bar and this creepy fat guy was hitting on me. And I was like, brushed it off. And I forgot that in New Orleans, you can take your drink outside with you. You can't in New York.
Yeah.
So I left it there like the genius that I am. I came back. I had one drink. You would have thought that I had like 10 bottles of vodka. I've never been so sick in my life. Thank God I was with friends who took me home, but I've never been so sick in my life. And I know
Jacob's comment on the screen right now. Basically.
I'm gonna have to guard my drink when we hang out.
No, I don't have sleeping pills. The worst you'll get is a melatonin. So
I need that. You know what a fucking
take.
insomniac I am.
Dude, they don't work. Trust me. I can eat a 10 milligram and just be
well, it would take fucking horse tranquilizers.
Or ketamine.
Oh my God. What does that do?
It makes you dissociate from life. So it's like mental illness, but better. Because you get to come back from it.
Sorry, by the way, I'm trying to play that video, but it was not really working on here.
Mikey's being fat phobic.
I can play it from YouTube. I am fat phobic. Well, I'm a former fatty too. So I've earned my right.
Picture it didn't happen. I
gotta get them. It was when I was like very young, so I don't really have pictures.
So you had baby fat. That doesn't count.
No, I was fat. Don't take my former fatty status away from me. Why do people always try to do that? Nobody believes I used to be fat.
Because when you're fat as a little kid, it doesn't count. That just makes you pudgy.
Thin White Axe, glad you're here. It's like mental illness, but better is a quote for the books.
Yes, it is.
I'll stick with acid. That see, I've never, other than the weed a couple times, I've never done any drugs because I would be afraid to, like, you guys see, this is me normal. This is me. I've drank
Acid
this much, and that, like, I would be terrified to do acid or anything.
Acid was really, really fun. I had one really bad experience on it, and that was just because I ate a 5-strip and we were supposed to go to actually go to a fucking rave. And then my friends all of us just decided, well, 2 of us are going to show up late. 3 of us are it's a maybe. So we're all like, no, we're just not going to go. So here I am balls deep in a 5-strip of acid sitting in my living room, just fucking
Sorry, I'm
staring at the wall, dude. It was great.
Oh my God, someone did a reaction video to this? Sorry, I'm trying to find it on YouTube because the video won't play.
Chris said 180 is not fat, Mikey.
I was like 200 almost.
I was almost 300. I don't want to hear it. How tall are you, Mikey?
6 feet.
Okay, so you're the same height as me. I was almost 300 pounds. Well, you've seen the pictures, right?
Yeah, you were a porker.
I was a fucking.
See, I'm not trying to take your former fatty status away from you, bitch.
Because mine's legit.
Mine is too. Yes, Hope.
200 pounds is average for the fuck.
I was 10 pant sizes bigger. I was a 38. I'm a 28 now. 10 pant sizes. That's
I'm still a 36. What are you trying to say?
That you're a porker? No, I'm kidding.
I mean, you're being fat phobic, but it's okay.
I am. You're not fat. You are lovely. Yeah, people, my friends that I live with are always giving me shit about that apparently it's, I don't know.
It's just
I thought it was called the weed.
It's just weed, bro. It's just
what do you mean?
It's literally just weed.
Yeah, the weed.
Say the.
Now
say weed.
Weed.
Now say weed again.
Weed.
There you go. There it is. That you got it right. You were supposed to say the weed at the end. It was like the Family Guy Cool Whip thing.
Oh.
Say cool. Cool.
Whip. I'm 200. Cool. I'm sure you're very proportional. Yeah. I'm sure you're very proportional. I need to find pictures.
What he's not telling you is he's 5'2".
Shut the fuck up. Daniel, wow, we got lots of former fatties here. I love it.
Under 200.
Oh my God, Tracy. Look at the go, girl. I can't wait to see you, by the way. She's coming to Florida.
Fucking right, dude. That is something to be proud of.
Thank you so much. Mikey's a twink. I think that just means I'm always a little bit I'm always a little bit fuzzy on what it actually means, but I believe it means that you look young.
You still classify, yeah.
So thank you. I'll take that and I will drink.
You are one of the twinks that, if they got rid of them and trans them all, I would be sad about.
I think that's sweet. That was sweet, right?
Take it how you want it, baby.
I think that was sweet. Thank you. I think, right?
Yeah.
That was sweet, right?
Sure.
Okay, so really quickly, before we get on with it, let's have a very quick word from our sponsors.
It's time for my grifting. Give me all your money. Don't just be a drifter. Help me be a grifter.
Fuck you, pay me.
So, if you like the channel, like I said, this month I'm attempting to go full-time with this shit. I've never had the time to do that before, but I'm, for the first time in a long time, unemployed at the moment. So I'm going to see if I could do something with this. So if you like the channel, join the squad. I've got Patreon. I've got locals. We do movie nights. We do game nights. We do Zoom hangouts. We are a fun group. Send in your super chats. Help me grift hard. I'm very excited. I've not made a video because it's been such a busy year. I haven't made a video in like a year. But I got a big one coming in like a week. I'm filming it now. It is Everything Wrong with Gay People. Thank you. I'm excited. I literally first made my YouTube channel just so I could someday make this video. So I'm really excited. It's just everything I've always hated about gay people and why they suck.
So this is years in the making, right?
It really is.
And he is not attempting to go full time. He's either going to or he's going to die trying, right?
That's true. That's true. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Oh, thanks.
Yes.
Are twigs an endangered species like tomboy? Are they?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like we're losing some of them to the sissy boy thing, some of them to the trans thing. So yeah, I mean, I think that it could very well be. Yeah.
I'm just gonna take that to mean that I look very youthful.
You're an endangered species.
I mean, I am. Jeremy, you're the best. Yeah, by the way, testimonial from squad member Hope. Yes, it is fun, Mike. I love your movie nights. Thank you. You should come hang out our next movie night. We're gonna watch Teaching Mrs. Tingle soon. Which is, have you ever seen that?
What the fuck is that? It sounds like a bad porno. What?
It kind of is. No, I'm kidding. It's so it's the writer of Scream. It's like, don't go there with me. Don't go there with me. I will vaporize you. Don't even. He likes that idea. So writer of Scream. It's from the 90s, and it's Katie Holmes, and she's like the little goody two shoes student, but the teacher, fucking Helen Mirren, is a bitch and hates her and wants to get her. So they like kidnap her and hold her hostage. And it's so good, and it's so good. I'm not going to say more. It's so good. Also, Jeremy has like a long list of movies we need to watch. We do Killer Clowns for a game stream. Oh yes, Sunday I will be streaming the Killer Clowns from Outer Space game with Greg and Josh. I'm very excited about that. I haven't seen the movie. I need to see it first. Rexy, thank you so much, my love.
You might as well just take two back to back, buddy, because you got another one.
Thank you, Tracy. Save the bottoms.
Yes, please save the bottoms.
I feel like that's like just
get rid of the rest of the tops.
We gotta watch The Hunt too.
Is that like another softcore porno?
You haven't seen The Hunt?
No.
Oh, it's so good. It came out a couple of years ago, and it's a horror movie, but it makes fun of the crazy left and the crazy right, and it kind of makes the left look worse. But everyone was pissed off about this movie. The left was pissed off. How dare they make fun of both sides? And conservatives were pissed off because they never saw it. And the release got pushed. It's really good though.
So it's like the opposite of what Civil War was.
Aw, Dad, thanks.
Hi, Mike's dad.
I'm gonna call you after. I hope you're around.
he says that all the time and then never does.
Yes, I do. Whatever. I miss you, Dad. Greg and Jenny are always asking when you're going to come visit. You have to come visit. Or I'm going to come there soon. I miss you. Oh, I'm glad my dad is here.
Yes.
I feel so bad for my dad, like the horrible shit he has to hear watching my show. Things he never wanted to know about.
Hi, I'm some of the worst of it.
I love this. Mike's dad is wholesome as fuck. Leah says, "Oh, Herb, love you too. You're my favorite dad other than my own." He is my favorite dad of all. Whatever. Chris, fake news.
I kind of agree with that one.
Shut the fuck up, Rob. You are. I'm gonna tell people you are.
Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck. If you can sell people on that, I will be thrilled. You will not be unemployed much longer. I will have a job.
It's only because you're a bitch on Twitter. It's only because you're a bitch on Twitter. Off Twitter, you're lovely.
Keeping my guard up.
No. Tracy, thank you, my love. When I told my dad I was a lesbian, he asked if I was a top or bottom. Bill says, "Oh my god, is that a thing for lesbians?"
I thought it was like a
scissoring.
Yeah. How? We need to get on the show.
Whatever, Tracy. I'm overrated.
You need to get Tracy on the show just to explain to us how that works.
Tracy, when are you going to come up? We should do one when you're here in person. Tracy's amazing. So everybody go subscribe to her. She hosts a true crime show, but also gets into so many other things, horror movies. So she covers so many different things. I love her. Is anyone nice on Twitter? No, I'm a bit, but he makes being a bitch on Twitter into like an art form.
Oh yeah.
Daniel, we need to fund Mike's parents move to Florida. Yeah, Dad, you guys need to come
get the hell out of New York.
Yeah, I'm trying. They want to. We're just like making it happen. You know,
They are teetering on the edge of saying, "Hold my beer and watch this."
yeah. My dad, it took a while for me to convince him to want to come here, but he does now. Especially like I came here first. I know how great it is. So. All right, so let me bring up this video. So I kind of just want to show you guys the like one conversation, so I'll forward through it a bit. Mark, Miranda took my tolerance for clam liquors away, and just like that, I am so excited. I'm so excited for season 3. Rob, you got to join us for an episode of And Just Like That Watch Party season 3.
Let's do it. Tell me when.
I don't know. They haven't announced when it's coming back yet. Tracy, thank you. No, it doesn't apply to lesbians. Oh, yeah. But my dad just Googled gay vocabulary, and that's what he found.
That's the greatest thing I've ever heard. Dad's trying to be relatable.
All right, let me bring this up. So, yeah, I kind of want to show you guys the one conversation, but it has a bunch of them, so I'll just forward through it since the one I saved is not working. One sec. Here it is.
Was it the one that you were getting ready to play, the fuck you one?
Yeah, it's like this computer can only like handle certain video files, and I probably did the wrong one because I am a genius. All right, here we go.
Not with adults.
Rob, vamp for a sec. Well, I find
You got this, man.
Okay, here we go.
There it is.
Don't videotape me. I did not consent to be videotaped.
He does not consent.
Zero interest in talking to you.
Zero interest?
Absolutely.
We're
not.
talking about sterilizing kids. That's kind of important, isn't it?
You probably shouldn't put people off and tell them to F off if you don't want to.
You're walking around with hate speech
What is hate speech about this?
because you're actively
speech.
promoting anti-trans agenda by walking around with that. Like, you know what you're doing.
Okay. Children cannot consent to puberty blockers. Children under the age of 18. You disagree with this sign?
I 100% disagree with the sign.
Right.
It is really critical to trust people at any age that they know what's going on. Yeah.
Mind if I ask you why?
At any age. This is why, and I've been saying this for years, this is the ideology of pedophilia. There is no daylight between the two. There's
a lot of anger behind this. I'm just letting it simmer.
Do you believe in ageism?
Oh wait.
Right to choose.
Oh yeah, she doesn't.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I don't believe in ageism. So.
Okay. So what about when it comes to sex? Do you believe in ageism? Do you believe that children can consent to sex with adults?
Not with adults.
Why not?
Well,
Okay,
it's like,
we're
with
talking
each
about
other,
different
sure.
things. So ageism, as in that adults have all of the accumulated knowledge that ever needs to be had,
Right.
versus children.
Exactly.
That is what I'm talking about. Like, adults do not have all the accumulated knowledge. I don't agree with that. Like,
Children cannot consent to puberty blockers.
Children, they have no state of mind yet.
All the black people agreed with us, by the way. As my friend Peter Feliciano says, rage against boring white liberals.
Yes.
It's children to know what's best for them in your first argument. But now when it comes to sex, children don't have the accumulated knowledge. You acknowledge that. You're saying children can change sex, but they can't have sex. Why
you
is that
are
different
doing.
standard?
Let me just say, by the way, they're a little bit more cagey when it comes to sex. Give it a couple years and they won't be if this continues. I promise you, they understand that that's kind of the quiet part. But once a bunch of them start saying it, they will all go along with it. I promise you. Give it a couple years and this quiet part will no longer be a quiet part.
Exactly. It's the slippery slope.
hate group thing where you're
Hate group
mishmashing
thing.
predatory things with kids understanding their own genders and their own identities. Predatory sexual behavior is not the same thing as people being trans. They are different things. You cannot put them in the same group.
People meaning
I'd
children.
say indoctrinating children to believe that they're born in the wrong body and that they need to change their body to find true happiness. I'd say that's a pretty predatory
No
thing.
one is being indoctrinated.
Oh, really?
No one.
Yeah.
Don't you think it's predatory, though, to, for example, give a double mastectomy to a 12, 13-year-old girl?
I don't think it's predatory
You think
because
that's
like
okay?
people have to go through a lot of counseling in order to get to that point.
Not so much anymore.
I disagree with you. I know a lot of trans kids.
How old are they?
That's none of your business.
Well, you brought it up.
All right, you guys take a few.
That's none of your business. You brought it up, though.
I would love if someone just straight up if I was there, I would have been like, so you're telling me that it's not predatory for me to walk up and stab your kid? Just take a knife and, right? That's what you're telling me? Because if that's the case, then we really need to have a chat about your morals. Like, what the fuck, man?
Well, this is interesting. Speaking of Alphabet Insanity Month, did you guys hear about Old State Saloon doing heterosexual awesomeness?
Yes.
No,
Yes.
I didn't. I love it,
Yes. It's this small town bar, like in the middle of fucking nowhere, that is giving away free beer to heterosexual people. It's great.
though. Can we pretend to be straight and go there and get free beer?
I'm down. Let's go.
Be like, we're allies. We're not straight, but we are allies.
No, they don't want anything pride in the bar. We just go in and be
I
like,
don't
how about them
either.
football teams? Let's go.
Yeah, she said the line. That's not happening. That's always they have a 3-step process. Step 1, that's not happening. Step 2, if it is, it's a good thing. Step 3, why do you care?
Well, yeah, I mean,
I want to have a beer with you, Mark.
let's go, Mark. Tell us when.
Yeah, especially before we do stint there. Last year in Milwaukee, they had a pride event, and a psychologist set up a tent there with a sandwich board outside saying, trans or non-binary, 3 letters of recommendation for surgery. All you had to do was walk up to this psychologist, and they'll just rubber stamp your letter that you need to go get surgery. I know other kids
But that's
who
not
called
happening.
in over the phone to telehealth in order to get the recommendations that we need. We've got Jamie Reed, who is married to a trans man. She calls herself a queer woman. She worked at the
Totally
Washington University
encyclopedia.
Transgender Clinic in St. Louis for 4 years as case manager. She quit in November. She says the kids that come in to their gender clinic there, they send them to a therapist that they know will simply rubber stamp the letter that's needed for surgery. And if a child happens to come in from some outside therapist who doesn't think this is the right course of action, they'll send them to an in-house psychologist or psychiatrist who they know will then rubber stamp it. There are no safeguards anymore for these kids. And to even suggest that these children need therapy is to invalidate their gender identity. And so the trend is no therapy at all. It's like what you said in your first argument. Children know what's best for them, and they don't dare to question anything anymore. They start them on puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, and refer them for surgeries right away. What do you think of that?
I think you have not even close to completely full information. Like maybe that is a sliver.
He doesn't
of
have
what is
enough
going on,
information.
but the great majority of trans kids do have tons of conversations with the adults in their lives. Rarely is something done immediately. I know a lot of trans kids and or on the non-binary spectrum, and very, very, very rarely
The non-binary
do something
spectrum.
when you're under
It's a
18
spectrum
that is
now,
not
okay.
Oh,
easily
it's a
reversible,
spectrum.
like puberty blockers, which are easily reversible
Yeah.
because you can stop taking them and then
How many
puberty
of these
happens
kids
again.
stop taking them?
Some of them do.
So
Yeah.
the statistics on this are 98% of children who start on puberty blockers progress to cross-sex hormones, because you're not just signing them up for puberty blockers. These kids are committed to this whole pathway. They're told that first they need to stop their bodies from developing because it would be too traumatic for them to appear like their actual sex. It would be traumatic for a young girl to develop into a woman. Well, you can stop talking to us if you want.
You want to stop talking to us?
By the way, she kept saying over and over, "You're filming me. I don't want to be filmed." We're like, "Okay, well, you're free to leave," and she wouldn't. She just kept talking. It
So-
says it exactly this Transhausen by proxy also
Maybe I'm just
This
like
also
overtly angry.
Oh,
But
please.
if I saw that tent, I would happily go to jail for destroying that and beating the shit out of the bitch behind it. Like, I will happily take a charge and I will happily spend time in jail to beat that bitch within an inch of her life. That is not okay.
Exactly.
Not
this
okay.
tornado, which is why the social transition some moderates talk about is kind of iffy. Adults will just feed them the idea that they are trans until they turn 18. 100%. Let me tell you, every single friend of mine who has kids is dealing with this, either with their kids personally or that their kids are being bombarded with this. Every single one. And I've said this a bunch, but thinking like, if I had kids, let's say I had a son 10 years ago, if my son came and said, I want to wear a dress, I would have been like, cool, you do you. Today, over my dead fucking body, because you know that this is the path they're being put on. It is not about expression. It is not happening organically. It is not an idea that they came up with on their own. They are just being bombarded with this indoctrination.
Jacob said shake and bake. Shake and bake, baby.
What's shake and bake?
Have you never seen Talladega Nights?
No, I don't like Will Ferrell.
I
actually fucking hate Will Ferrell.
If that woman has kids, she needs them taken away.
She doesn't. Oh, what's that? Dad, your fans are my friends, not fans. They're being so sweet to me. I just want to say hello to all of them and say thank you. You're the best. Leah said, Herb, you and Mama Ann are the greatest. You're two of my favorite people in the entire world. They're two of my favorite people, too.
They kind of have to be. You're not too old to abort, buddy.
The one that flipped us off. You're the one that flipped us off. That's why we came over here.
Walking around with like a hate speech billboard.
Right, but pretty reasonable that we came over to talk to you after you flipped us off, correct? So if you didn't want the attention, you should have given it to us.
Multiple times not to video record me. Like, people go after people online and like destroy their lives.
You're in public. We're having very respectful conversations. We don't need to talk to you. You don't need to talk to us. Is that cool?
But I asked multiple times to not video record me.
The Attorney General in Missouri, for example,
she wouldn't leave though. And I think that really is a sign that the tide is turning. This shit is becoming, like I've always said, the God that these people worship is social pressure. And so the best thing that any of us can do is to turn that social pressure around and make this as unpopular and as toxic as is humanly possible. And you'll see how they fold, because she knows that she would get pushback if people knew who she was.
Yep.
Why? And that's the thing. If you're so certain that what you're saying is just and is righteous, why not? I have no problem putting any of my beliefs to my face, to my name. Why don't you, bitch?
I'm the same way. Like, I had that one guy try to dox me, and I'm like, buddy, right in the link of my Twitter bio, I have the link to my show. I have the link to the business that I own. I have my social media, and I have my email addresses. Like, you can literally dox me by looking at my page. I have nothing to hide. Like, I push my ideals front and center because that's who I am. Like, these people are, I think Austin put it the best in the first episode that I ever did, when he was talking about Ayn Rand's The Fountainhead and secondhanders, how they're just latching onto a personality because they have no sense of self. Like, it's sad, man.
Like I just said, you don't need to talk to us. You continue talking to us, so we're staying here.
I think it is like really awful that,
and it's good that we talk about it.
I think she wanted James. I think she was like, no, I don't want to talk to you. I think she wanted James.
She didn't want to talk to him.
Of people that are,
but she wouldn't leave.
Trying to stop kids from being sterilized
because they can't like figure themselves out.
They've told me
It's
the
not
two
true.
lies that activists always say. They only ever have two things to say.
By the way, parentheses, the interesting thing about this, which is the point they always use, if you don't trans kids, they're going to kill themselves. The funny part about that is that every single one of these alphabet groups, go look it up, whether it's GLAAD, whether it's the Trevor Project, any of them, look up their own literature on suicide prevention. They say, according to them, you should never do this. You should never say that if you don't do X, a person will kill themselves.
Yeah,
that's according to them.
That's emotional manipulation. That's gaslight. Like, come on, guys. Come on.
The first one is that puberty blockers are reversible. Well, how's time reversible? If a kid goes on puberty blockers from 12 to 17, is there some time machine where they get to go back to being 12 again? Of course not. And the other lie, and it's really despicable and coercive and manipulative of you to say so, is that kids are going to kill themselves if we don't let them transition. Guess what? Humans have been on this planet for about 200,000 years. They've been going through puberty just fine. Kids were killing themselves because they were growing up. Puberty is not a medical condition.
You are only seeing things through your very privileged perspective. That doesn't
There
see
it is.
how
There was the other
you
shoe.
do have historical and current privilege.
I think
Still
that
no?
there should be an avenue for kids to explore the things that
It's funny, most of the old school gay people like her, most of the all of the black people like agreed with us. White liberals are the problem. This bitch was insane though.
I'm gay. Why
Oh, wait,
very
this was funny.
homophobic?
For something that might not be popular.
What'll happen, guys?
So I think you're doing a nice job.
Someday you guys will touch a girl. What'll happen, guys?
I'm gay. That's very homophobic of you.
Hey, man,
I'm gay. Why do I want a female to love me?
no need for the homophobia,
It's
sir.
like someday a woman will love you.
I'm not saying that you are actively going forth and working to oppress people, although you are. I am
By saying we
saying
shouldn't sterilize and mutilate kids, I'm oppressing them.
you're not.
How is it not sterilizing them?
I mean,
Well, just
people
prove them
have-
wrong. Why don't you just educate them?
If you
You know what I
think
mean?
that people are just there to like put forward and be baby making factories, then maybe in your head that's what it is. But people are so much more than that, and most
That's
trans
literally
adults
what they are.
wish that they could have changed puberty at.
If you think people are baby making factories, so we should just take that decision away from them as children for the rest of their lives.
Your dad
It's
asked a really
so
good
sick.
question in the chat.
Yeah. Mike, on a serious note, where are all the parents in this? Aren't they in control? A lot of them go along with it. A lot of them want the social brownie points. They just go along with it. A lot of them are just brainwashed. And a lot of them also want the attention because they're showing these kids and also the parents that this is the way to be accepted. They just shower them with attention, validation.
Well, and in some cases too, and it's I'm sure a very small portion of it, but it's becoming more prevalent, is you're seeing laws in states like Washington and California where they can lock your kids' medical records at 12 or 13. So if these kids go into school and say, hey, you know what, I think I'm trans, I want to go by this name and whatever else, like the schools can withhold information at that level. And then if they wanted to, they can provide resources for kids to go and medically transition. And with these laws in place where they're locking kids' medical records, the parents can't even get access to them. So they can go in and do whatever the fuck they want. And parents are completely left in the dark. And this is becoming so scary because of that, because the parents are supposed to be in control, right? They're trusting educators with their kids for 8 hours a day. And that line of defense has fallen. And now, you're supposed to be able to send your kids to mental health treatment or, just send them to a doctor, right? And you would think as parents, you're supposed to have access to that. You're the one paying for the fucking healthcare bill, right? So you're starting to see these parental rights get stripped away more and more. And it's, for me, that is all a byproduct of, and I'm trying to see who brought it up in the chat.
Well, and you also have a lot of schools where they keep this from parents. They keep it a secret. And I mean, I cannot think of anything more predatory than conditioning children to keep secrets from their parents.
Well, exactly.
And also keep in mind that this is being promoted in so many TV shows, in the media.
Well, and I think what we're seeing from a large portion of it is a much larger scope. Jacob put in the chat and said, because communists are inherently cowards, their ideology requires cowardice to persist.
100%.
It's exactly what it is it's a byproduct of communism. If you go back and look into the Mao's Cultural Revolution, that was one of the ways that they started doing it, was they started stripping parental rights away. So there's this much larger idea that at the end of the day, your kids are not your kids. They're the government's kids.
And they've said that. MSNBC ran a commercial saying your kids are not your kids. And that really gets to what I think is the point of all of this, because there are some people who are like, oh, they're just pedophiles. I really don't I'm sure some of them are, and this is very helpful and useful for them. Yeah, I don't think that's the crux of the issue. I think that this is a very effective entry point into a cult, into a belief system, into an ideology. Sorry, let me catch up on the chat. Leah said, Herb, they've been drinking the Kool-Aid called stupidity.
Yep.
Trina said, to answer your question, a lot of parents who end up in this situation are being emotionally blackmailed, by therapists and doctors who are entrenched in this ideology. They're frightened into believing that their child will die if they don't go along with it. Yeah, they just emotionally manipulate people and say, if you don't do this, if you don't sterilize your children, give them hormones, puberty blocker surgery, they'll kill themselves. When has this ever happened in human history before? If this were something that were naturally occurring, and yes, I've said there has always for a long time been a very small number of adults who feel that they would be happier living as the opposite sex. Cool, God bless. But if this were something naturally occurring, Rob, how many trans kids were there when you were growing up?
Hell, dude, I hardly knew gay kids.
Yes, zero on both fronts for me. Same.
Yeah, there was like maybe two other people in my entire school that identified as gay or lesbian. Like
there was zero in mine.
Honestly, where I grew up, it was really interesting because I knew quite a few lesbians and I knew quite a few bisexual girls, but as far as the men went, there was, that ideology wasn't there. There weren't, like, it was kind of homophobic.
This is so true. There's so many things that are so true. I'm trying to catch up on all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeremy said some places will literally get away from you for not supporting their transition. Trina said Daniel and Jeremy are right. There are parents who are facing legal action if they don't support their child transitioning.
And that goes back to the idea of education.
I forget the name offhand, but yeah, there's a father who's battling his ex-wife to try and stop her legally from castrating his child. It's so sick. I can't believe that this is something that's even up for discussion. It's insane.
Well, and it's funny that they will have your kids taken away from you for child abuse because the schools and stuff are mandatory reporters. So like, come on, guys, you are being like, we're going to take your kids away from child abuse so that we can abuse them ourselves. Like, come on, there's no.
This is so damn true. Third Ralphie, the issue is never the issue. The issue is always the revolution.
Progress in the name of progress is regress.
Trina said there's also parents like Jazz Jennings' mother who seem to have Munchausen by proxy or some kind of narcissistic problem going on where they feed off the attention the child gets or genuinely anti-gay and would rather have a transitioned child than a healthy and normally developing gay or lesbian child.
That's a great point because we talk about that quite a bit. It's the whole like homophobia full circle.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, your chat's on fire tonight.
They always are. They are the great. I don't care what anyone says. Everyone thinks they have the greatest chat. I actually have the greatest chat, though.
Yeah, mine will get there.
When
I'll be competing in no time.
Going into puberty. Why? Because
my chat is your chat, basically, though.
Oh, here we go. You brought up that case. Father's name is Jeff Younger. That's it.
Yep.
And the judge just ruled that everything has to be sealed. No media can report on this. It's disgusting. They want to operate in the shadows.
Yep.
Adulthood that are going to be corresponded to a different gender. And there's always going to be traits in adulthood that are going to be corresponded to a different gender.
Like what?
Things that the world looks at and says maybe is more.
So I don't think that it's right to sterilize a child, cut apart children over aesthetics, over looks.
I mean,
that's not right.
And let's talk about this.
Look at her face. I genuinely believe that 90% of the people who go along with this know how messed up it is, but they'll never admit that.
Nope.
And they've never put any thought into it.
No, it's an ego complex.
Yep.
Don't think that we are like destroying children because they remove or change a particular aspect. That is not what I think is destroying. I think what you are doing is destroying like the soul of people and making people at so much more risk of being persecuted and denied rights and denied to be allowed to like exist in the world.
It's so funny too, because it's like, oh, they're going to be persecuted. It's like, we're not blaming the kids, bitch. We're blaming the adults for allowing this and pushing it.
I want to touch on something that she said before we paused it last time, because it kind of came right back around with this part of the clip. She made a comment about treating people as if they're just baby making factories. All right, well, biology lesson for you, sweetie. That is literally our primal instincts are to fuck, feed, kill, repeat. Like that is what we do, right? And I get shit for this all the time because I say outwardly, gay men, gay women, they are inherently abnormal because it goes against the natural order of things. It goes against the point of sexual reproduction, which is literally what we're designed to do. So that, well, yeah, I forgot sleep too. I don't do a lot of that, Christy. So I kind of just, it kind of goes over my head. But
I mean, I think that makes sense. Yes, abnormal in the sense of differing from what is the norm, what is common. But I think, you know, in anything, there's an oddity, a variation that is typically rare.
Right. Well, and it is, when you look at it from like that scientific perspective, it doesn't mean bad. It just means it's abnormal, right? So to put that as the argument just completely negates any level of intelligence that she may have possibly mustered up prior to that. When you lead with that, you have completely made a dumbass out of yourself. Like that's the problem with this. These people are now denying basic biology.
Mm-hmm.
The trust the science people are now the not that science people.
Mm-hmm. They always have been.
So little girls, you think, have a right to double mastectomies. At what age?
They'll never answer that. They will never answer
I
that.
disagree.
That is the question I always ask these people. At what age does a girl have the right to a double mastectomy? They will never answer it. I've yet to get an answer from any of them. And by the way, she said something earlier, which in talking to people like this, I hear a lot, which creeps me out, that they refer to children as people. She goes, people can, I'm like, and this one guy that we talked to once said, he was like, well, 12-year-old women can choose what's best for them. I was like, 12-year-old women? It's oh my God.
I mean, so with context, and our brains condition us to say that that's wrong. Technically, it's anatomically correct. But when you apply context to it, yeah, it's a problem. Just pointing that out. Just say.
At what age?
Well, one, I disagree with your gendering, and two, I think that is up to the adults in
why
their
do you
lives.
disagree with the gendering? What do you mean?
Because you just said little girls, and if somebody
God,
I think you are.
They edited that to make me look nicer, by the way. I wish they wouldn't have. I went off on this bitch. I was like, that's the thing that you find outrageous here? That's the messed up part?
Oh, man. This is why I can't do man on the street videos. I'd have slapped this bitch.
I know. Well, that's the thing. I was trying very hard to be like respectable for these very classy guys. I am none of those things. So I would have been fucking going off on people. Unit, thank you so much, dude. These people need some special camps. Yes, I agree.
Arbit mocked fry, huh?
Misgendering people that are coming out as trans and moving forward, like, and
Oh,
also
those girls are actually little boys.
I don't know what their identity is, and neither do you.
This condition's called gender dysphoria.
I can't with these people. I can't with these people. That, like we had said, it has always been in the past, before this ideology took root, it has always been a very small number of people, extremely rare, who experience gender dysphoria. They're trying to act like this is applicable to 100% of children. Up to the adults in their life. Cool, mastectomy at 10.
Yeah.
Aw, Leah. Mike literally looks like Edward Cullen in short shorts.
That's not a compliment, buddy.
Yeah, it is. He's hot. I haven't even seen the movie, but I know he's hot. Thank you. I love
Are you basing it off of Batman?
I haven't seen that
Sorry.
either. I don't see
The
these
Batman.
types of movies. The Batman.
The Batman. It's the Batman now.
Yeah. This intense loading.
You get back to the crazy lady.
Oh, I was kind of interested to hear what the
There you go,
Bulldyke
like
had
it.
to say.
So, when we know that more than 80% of these kids with gender dysphoria will simply grow out of it, and a lot of them grow up to be gay, what the heck are we doing stopping their physical development and sterilizing these kids who are just going to be happy, healthy gay men and women?
What do you think about that?
One, there are so many more statistics and studies, and a ton of experts believe that
What
you
are
should
they?
support trans folks in their journeys. You are
Folks.
thinking through one very tiny sliver. And also, I do not believe that sexuality and gender are the same thing, and you are conflating them, which I disagree with. And also, like, I
That is the biggest
think-
line of
I
bullshit.
know people
Really quick, how did
I
he
know
conflate them?
people who do detransition,
not
and
gonna
they
answer
feel
that one.
fine about it.
They feel fine about it.
They
So you
feel
think-
fine about it.
So after a 13-year-old had her breasts removed before they even developed, just removed, she'll be fine with that the rest of her life.
I can't speak to each individual person, and
But
I
you
would
just said they're
personally
fine
love to
with it.
break down
Would you be
gender
fine with
more.
that? I wouldn't be.
You don't know what they're going to feel because you
I think
probably,
I do.
No, you don't.
I
Because
kinda do.
you probably identify with the gender.
I can't. It's so funny because they claim that it's all just about empathy and kindness and all that bullshit, but you see the amount of empathy and kindness they have for the kids whose lives get destroyed by this.
Or the second people start detransitioning, the love and acceptance goes to hate and terroristic threats. It's like, it's great.
Mhm. Oh God, I agree so much, Peach. I miss the 80s. I miss the 80s. I miss the 90s, the early 2000s. Not that I was alive in the 80s. However,
Mark said, spoken like a bitch who doesn't have kids.
thank God.
Yeah, thank God. That should be like mandatory hysterectomy right there.
Yeah, we should. Oh my God, that would be amazing. We should just give all these people who support trans kids, we should just give them all the surgeries and hormones that they want kids to have.
You're a parent and you want to support your kid's transition surgery, you're going to get it first. And then you tell me if you want your kid to have it.
Can you
because it's reversible.
though? I know. And can you imagine? She's like, oh, they're fine with it. And I was referring to specific cases here. There's Layla Jane. There's Chloe Cole. There are so many cases to refer to where children were given double mastectomies, cross-sex hormones, and then very much came to regret it because it was pushed on them. And she goes, oh, they're fine with it. They're fine with it. Can you imagine having your body parts removed and being sterilized as a child? And then you'll just be fine with it. You're fine with it.
I would grow up to be a mass shooter.
Yeah, same. No
Like-
wonder so many of them are.
Just saying, Call of Duty put trans flag bullets in the game for a reason.
They did.
So they released a camo pack for hold on, I'll find it. I'll have it ready and up so I can share the screen. But this
is almost done.
They put a camo in the game that turns your gun like the colors of the trans flag or whatever, and then there's a small portion of the weapons that you can actually like take the magazine out and see that the fucking trans bullets are in there. Like they are literally bullets shaped like trans flags.
That's insane.
I'll drop it in the
At
private.
birth, so you don't know what they feel.
There's no such thing as gender assigned at birth, and there's no such thing as a transgender child. They're called boys
Well,
and
we
girls.
have huge
thanks, Mark.
disagreements, and I
more-
grew up in the
Agreed.
South. I have people that I love that have huge disagreements with me, but they do not go around actively
With the
putting more
comment,
hate
like-
speech in the world.
What's hateful about this?
You know what you're doing.
Well, what's
You're
hateful about
going
it?
out there to try and talk actively against people being trans.
Children.
You should just say it's okay.
See, I'm sorry. It is no coincidence that they constantly refer to children as people. When they say it over and over and over again, that does not happen for no reason.
It's conditioning.
Yeah.
For people to explore themselves.
You're ignoring the basis for the conversation, and that's
I'm
children.
done now.
They're removing so many barriers, and what I really object.
Ah, Thanks, Christy. Mike is a sexy little. Aw,
Agreed.
love you.
And for the record, I was agreeing with Mark's comment, Mike.
No,
Not
you were
what the
agreeing with
crazy
hers.
what the crazy tranny lover was saying.
Oh, I thought you were agreeing with Christy's.
Oh, hers too. Yeah.
Aw, thanks, Rob. Yeah, I can't.
Jeremy said they're transing our bullets.
I can't with these people. Oh, she's still going.
Oh yeah, good. She just can't walk away.
No.
It is on your head if I get doxxed by horrific people. That's
The
not
only
what
violence
happens.
that ever gets committed with respect to this subject comes from the trans activists towards people like us. You don't
It's so funny. Like, Chris has had his arm broken. He has had every sort of thing you can imagine, and they're still whining. Oh, but I'm the victim.
It's not true.
Really?
Like people that are oppressed are going through
You're not oppressed,
so much
bitch.
horrific things. Well, look,
I haven't seen one video of
So
trans
he
activists
deserved
ever
it.
getting attacked.
It's what he was wearing.
I've never seen video of trans
that
activists.
is a ridiculous thing to conflate to
Okay.
what
Said
to what
because
femme people like
what
go
are
through.
people.
Feminine people, women, people that go throughout the world and like the patriarchy oppresses them. Like that is a ridiculous thing that you
there
just
we go.
conflated.
Patriarchy, white supremacy.
Best of luck with the ideology.
Every
Thank you.
possible social justice warrior activist talking point.
The white system.
She went down the list and just called us everything. And hey,
I was just
love them.
just
I
about
miss
to
those
say.
guys. Dylan, yeah, that was in Philly. I think it was before I knew you though, or we should have hung out.
Dang, Philly.
Yeah, we should. I was not far from there when I was in New York. Now I'm further, but you guys got to come to Florida. I'm feeling oppressed at this moment. Send help. How many bags does she need? I wish I said that.
Yeah, yikes, man. That was hard to watch.
It was hard to live through.
I would have walked away with a murder charge. Honest to God.
Some of these people you're standing there talking about, and it just make me speechless. Like, I don't know. I'm like, how? It's like you have brainworms.
Dude, they're worse than brainworms. Those
Yeah,
are
I
brain
agree.
maggots.
I agree with Christy. Get your ass to Florida.
I'm working on it.
My dad has a question. Forgive my ignorance, but aren't there any laws protecting minors who want to have these surgeries? They're all, especially in blue states, Democrat states, they are all being eroded. Now there's starting to be laws against it in some very Republican states. What was it? What state was it? It was one or two. Idaho, maybe? I think it was Idaho. I could be wrong. But California, for example, made themselves a sanctuary city for trans kids. So a child can go to California and their parents have no idea about it, and their parents have no legal recourse to block it. And like I had said,
Minnesota as well.
That was it. There are cases like Jeff Younger where he's having to go to court to prevent his wife from sterilizing and castrating his young son. And I hope I'm wrong, but it's in California. He'll probably lose that case. I hope he doesn't, but yeah, the laws protect the surgeons performing the surgeries. You would think so.
Man, that's
not over feminine people. It's always people. Yeah, kidnapping is now basically legal in California.
Yep. Essentially.
And then they're trying to pass laws where you have to keep the parents ignorant about it. And they have no right to report to the parents.
Insane.
I've been through that with friends of mine that have young kids, and they went to school and got transed and had their name changed to the opposite sex, and parents had no idea. Jesus. It's so sick. I'm sick.
People
I'm
wonder
sick of
why I
this.
get
Is
so
there-
angry over it too. Like
Same.
this is the one thing that will send me into a rage very, very quickly.
I'll just say I'm glad though that now it's become such a big issue, because a couple years ago, I think I made my first video about this in like 2018, and nobody would acknowledge it back then. There were so few people talking about it. So I'm glad that it's now become a thing that everyone's aware of and that people are getting really sick of. This is beautiful. Oklahoma doesn't allow minors to transition. And here's the thing too. Let me just preface this by saying, obviously, like any good Republican, I fucking hate the Republican Party. I don't know any Republican who doesn't hate the party. However, it really bugs me when people want to sound so smart and so high-minded and they go, oh, there's no difference between the two parties. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Oklahoma does not allow minors to transition because Republicans are in control.
And they've got some, like the one superintendent down there of Oklahoma City public schools. He's railing back against this stuff, and I love it. And honestly, we have a lot of the exposing we have to thank Libs of TikTok for a lot of that.
Yeah. And you see how much shit she gets.
Oh God, dude! Can you imagine the amount of death threats?
All she's doing is posting them in their own words.
Yep.
God, this subject gives me agita. It makes me sick. So how are you going to spend your month of June, Rob?
Pretending like gay people don't exist, continuing to pretend like trans people don't exist, and just pretty much dodging naked old men with their dicks out. Basically, I refuse to acknowledge the fact that like any of this shit is happening. People that I follow on Instagram that I've obviously know in real life but haven't associated with in a while, I've been hitting that unfollow button so much lately.
Oh,
it's like
had some
disgusting
lately. I've been fighting them.
It's so bad, dude. Like even the majority of the mainstream gay community has strayed so fucking far.
See, that's really what my video that I'm going to have out probably next week is really about, is that obviously the trans shit is the next evolution of all this shit, and the worst one, the most egregious one. However, when people try to act like it's just the transes, no, it ain't. Like a lot of gay people need to look in the damn mirror and realize that their culture is poisonous. So that's what my video is going to be about.
Well, and you're seeing the same kind of messaging coming from like the mainstream gays. They had I can't remember where the hell it was. I want to say it was WeHo. During Pride,
I'm allergic to that state.
Yeah, they asked a bunch of half-naked men in like their underwear what their favorite part about Pride was, and they literally said seeing all the kids.
No.
Yeah, like so it's the same indoctrination mindset that's happening within our own community now. So it's like I don't think we can go far enough to separate the LGB and the TQ, because a large portion of mainstream gay culture is like,
thank you. I thought I was the only one who thought that.
Yeah, no.
I'm like, I don't want to. A lot of these people say remove the T. I don't want to remove the T. I want to blow up the entire alphabet.
It's so bad.
Because even I get why people say LGB, at least it's sexuality, but even those letters have nothing in common with each other and all hate each other. The behaviors of lesbians versus gay men could not be more polar opposite.
I love me a good dyke. I cannot stand a faggot.
Same. Like it's like you know the joke. What does a lesbian bring on a second date? A U-Haul. What does a gay man bring on a second date? What Poppers. Second date?
Yeah, or what second date? Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Ramiro, this dude on blackmailing straight guy allies into setting me shirtless.
Yes. If they do that, they're not straight.
No, one of them aren't.
I feel like this, because it's become such a far-reaching ideology. Even the straightest of straight are not straight. Everybody's got a little bit of a bend to them now.
Let me tell you something. Closet cases are never worth it. It's always a hassle.
What, Mark? I remember hearing about this. I have family down there. They have a whole separate pride just for blacks.
No, they don't.
Segregation brought back. Are you
shitting me?
Holy! Oh, here we go. Please tell me.
Oh my God, he's serious. Oh my God.
Oh, this is great. So
Black Pride forever.
That's gotta be.
And they have rainbows too. Oh, I want to subscribe. We should go to this.
No.
Oh, look at this big dyke.
Dude, that is so wild.
Oh, it's
to
for
me.
black gays?
That is so wild to me.
Whoa. Founded by blah, blah, blah. Its signature event, the Children's Hour. Ew. Oh my God, we should go to this.
Oh, I am so bringing this up on the show with Zeke on Friday.
12 months of Black Pride. Oh, look at that. They got the whole year.
Okay.
2021. You're a little out of date, bitch. Oh my God. This just looks like my version of hell.
I'm just trying to figure out how a marginalized community within a marginalized, and I use that in air quotes because Brian Krassenstein said so. But I'm trying to figure out how a marginalized community celebrating themselves within another marginalized community and leaving out the rest of the other marginalized community to celebrate their marginalized community. How the fuck is that progress? My brain hurts.
Oh yeah, what was the Krassenstein thing you sent me?
Oh, dude, I
can't stand them. Did you see? They're like little midget. They're little fucking Oompa Loompas.
I swear to God, if I saw one of them, I'd punt them like a poodle. Like, just see you later. So he posted this tweet from, or he retweeted this thing from Gunther Eagleman where it was the trans flag with the tire marks all over it.
I love that.
And
that's gonna be the first thing I do when I get my license is drive over them.
Yeah, like, and so Brian posted this tweet about coming on and spewing hate and how he made $16,000 in a month off of Twitter ad sharing and like all this crazy stuff. And when somebody called him out on it, he's like, yeah, I don't really, because he called him out for being a hater, and he's like, yeah, I don't really like when people come and spew hate about marginalized communities.
Which Krassenstein was this?
The one that raped the kid in the parking garage, Brian.
Excuse, are you joking or is that a thing?
Google it. I'd have to go. I'd have to go back and find it. But yeah, there's this. It was like an old.
What am I Googling? Brian Krassenstein rape?
Like, and type in 4chan at the end of it because it's an old like archived 4chan.
Do we know that that's true though?
I mean, unless the guy got onto a random 4chan thread and was talking about being raped by Brian Krassenstein. I mean,
I don't. See
4chan's kind of dead.
Yeah, I don't see anything about this.
I'll have to go back and find it. But so he posted, yeah, I don't really like when people come on and spew hate about marginalized communities. And so I just had to ask the guy in what way we were marginalized. I mean, I have to find the fucking
which post. Yeah, I'm trying to find it. Yeah, I was
there. It is. I said,
I was taking a nap before the show, but he texted me. He was like, "Get in, loser. We're going to ratio the Krassensteins."
Yeah, I just told him. I said, Brian, gay man here. Gays are not marginalized. Stop the propaganda. 92% of LGBT people feel as though their lives are better than 10 years ago. We have marriage equality. We're protected by Title IX, largely accepted by religious groups, including the Catholic Church, which is inherently based in tradition and the last Christian religion you'd expect to be accepting. Gays on average are higher earners. Most of them live in nicer neighborhoods. If that's marginalized to you, I'd hate to see what you think of real minorities. You're part of the problem. With no due respect, shut the fuck up.
I love you.
And and the thing is like, I didn't just come at him. I came at him with receipts. Like, yeah, click that. I guarantee you'll find me somewhere in there.
I'm trying to. They must have you freaking hidden.
Hold on. I'll share it in the chat. Check the private. I sent you 2 links.
Let me get it.
The second one's the tweet.
Oh yeah, I'll bring that up.
But I straight up came at him with receipts and I got nothing.
Of course not. Oh, nothing.
So I couldn't help it. I mean, I'm tired of hearing that gay people are a marginalized community. We're not. We don't.
In what way are you
experience oppression.
marginalized?
Yeah,
Rob?
I'm not. Guess what? I'm white. That automatically makes me privileged. So doesn't matter if I'm gay or not. I'm just saying, I'm using their logic.
Oh,
I'm
yeah, that's
automatically
true.
privileged, right? So by that definition, I can't be marginalized. So explain to me, unless you're going to sit there and say that, well, only the black, Asian, Mexican, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Okay. So who's the fucking racist? Who's the one that's marginalizing people, right? This shit irritates the piss out of me because I can live a completely and totally normal fucking lifestyle with no oppression whatsoever because I have the basics. I don't need to shove it down your throat and get everything I want because I'm not a fucking entitled child.
Yeah.
Just, you know what?
Oh,
There's
okay.
winners and losers in life. Some people are going to fucking suck. Some people's lives are going to suck. That doesn't mean they're part of an oppressed group. That means their life sucks.
And a lot of these people suck. Yeah, marginalized by who?
Right. The people that
That's
are
great,
screaming
man.
that we're marginalized. That's who. Yeah,
Oh,
Christy,
God.
I'm evil.
I can't believe this is a real thing. Wait.
Yes, there they are.
Oh my
I
God.
fucking told you. Celebrate Pride Month by going on a mass shooting spree.
That's amazing.
Activision, probably.
Oh my God.
So this is
The
them.
fuck thought this was a good idea.
I personally think it's hilarious because aren't they being sued by one of the victims in the Uvalde shootings' parents?
Yeah.
Like how fucking funny is that? Like, oh, you're suing us over something a tranny did? Here's tranny bullets. Like,
it just shows how
level of-
little thought is ever put into this shit.
Oh, Christy, please don't. Oh, I'm begging you.
You're an evil white gay.
Oh, an evil white gay. Oh, God. You're marginalizing me. I feel oppressed.
I can't believe this.
That's fucking great. I love that. Can we please get a fucking drag queen or a tranny to fucking do an Oompa Loompa drag along with that? I need that.
Ah, hey Nick, thanks for being here. I'm late and straight, not gay, but I heart Mikey. So I'm so glad I finally got to catch you live. Me too. Glad you're here, dude. B, I'm glad you're here as well, my love. Yeah, like I said, I have the greatest chat in the world. They're so cool. I seem so boring by comparison to these epic people.
I know the feeling.
So what reaction did you sort of get from your former homos by becoming a dissident? You're a gay heretic, Rob.
I kind of cut them all out very slowly. So I didn't really get a lot of reaction, but like the ones that I have gotten reactions from is we'll say pleasant. We'll just say they're pleasant.
Really?
And we'll leave. Oh yeah, they're great. They're great.
See, mine even before sorry, go on.
I had one guy that I knew in Pittsburgh back in the day. Very good looking guy, right? He is now like a trooned out lunatic on drugs. And so he made the fucking mistake the one night he had to have been all fucked up, but came and talked about wanting to beat my ass. And then the dumb fuck sent me his address.
Bad idea.
Really fucking bad idea. Really fucking bad idea. I cannot go any further than that. But all I can say is that some surprise visitors were probably there that night looking for something that he had no idea he was giving up.
Oh my God.
That is
great.
Just saying.
See, with me, even
Don't fuck
before
with me. I'll put your shit on a bathroom stall.
Same. See, with me, even before I was somewhat conservative, I just could never get along with these people. So anything I said would bother them. Even when I was a liberal, anything I said would offend them. Oh my God, there was one person though. This guy, I think I went on like 2 dates with him, maybe like a decade ago, and he was cute then, but is now the most disgusting tranny you've ever seen. And he made this like whole Reddit post, like, I went out with Mike Harlow. And it was so nothing that there was nothing even to like divulge. But as soon as I saw what he looks like now, I was like, holy shit. And it's these people that like their entire lives revolve around trans.
Yep.
And I really do think that's the difference between what I consider to be legitimate transsexuals, people who actually struggle with gender dysphoria that just want to live their lives, and people like this who
they're part of a social contagion.
Yeah, what, at 30 something you suddenly decided you're trans?
It's a social contagion. It's that the second-hander identity, man. It's that wanting to fit in. Yes, they fucking despise it. And when you can back it up, it's game over.
Well, they're just very much not used to being challenged on their beliefs. They've put very little thought into it.
And it's even worse when it's their quote unquote own community.
The community. Oh, I'm so sick of these people, dude.
Well, and they act like when we speak out, we're the last people that have any right to speak out. No. We're the first people that have a right to speak out, because if you're going to lump us in with all of us, we're going to hold you fucking accountable. That's part of the reason why I like Zeke Arkham so much, is because he slams back against a lot of the race baiting, virtue signaling bullshit that comes from a portion of the black community.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's not afraid to just straight up be like, no, bitch, it's not because you're black, it's because you're ghetto. Like,
exactly. It's not because you're gay, it's because you're a faggot.
Exactly. It's not because you're gay, it's because you shit rainbows and leave a snail trail behind you everywhere you walk.
Mikey, you're privileged. I am in one way, and I'll tell you how. I am in Florida. I have Florida privilege. I am the most privileged motherfucker in the world to be here. Like, I get to sit by the pool, have my little cocktail. That is how I will be spending June, pretending these people don't exist, bitching at them and arguing with them whenever I can. But I'm like living my best life in Florida.
Damn right. And that's what they hate to see. That's what they hate.
Morning Mayhem. Enjoyed the show. Enjoy you, Mike. Aw, thanks, dude. Gotta go record some videos. See you tomorrow, Robert. Herr. Robert, yes. She, her.
She, her.
Y'all, you guys need to...
Caesar.
You guys need to subscribe to his shit. His links are below. He is the bestest. So I suppose I should wrap up soon. If anybody feels so inclined, send in your remaining super chats. And also, like I said, join my locals, join my Patreon, join the squad. Come hang out on movie night. Come hang out in our Zoom hangouts. We're a fun group of people, if I do say so myself. I will be back on Sunday with a gaming stream. So I'm going to be watching Killer Clowns from Outer Space. And we're playing the new game that's out. They have a Killer Clowns from Outer Space game. So I'm very excited for that. I'm thinking that's what I'm going to be doing going forward, is having like every week one regular show and then one fun show, like gaming stream, cooking stream, movie, something.
Yeah. Nicole said a bathroom stall is much better than posting an ad for the latest gaming device, $200 under value at the X's number. Needless to say, I've caused a few number changes.
You're amazing. I love that.
That's fucking brutal. I love that.
Thanks, Mike and Rob. I enjoyed the show and laughed. It helped. Aw, thanks for being here, dude.
Yes, thank you.
Your cooking stream was so much fun. Thank you. Okay, I will say, I'm embarrassed to admit that I didn't know this already, because they didn't really sell it in where I lived in New York, at least, that I couldn't find it. But I know some people put ground veal into their meatballs. Mistake. It makes them tough. So in the future, I'll be leaving out the veal and just ground sirloin, ground pork. So I feel like I need to own that and admit that the ground veal made the meatballs a little bit tough. They were still good, but I'm leaving that out from now on. Dad says my ears are ringing, but you guys are great.
Oh, thanks, Herb.
I'm glad you're here, Dad. I miss you.
You'll have to put up with me in person one of these days. Don't worry. I that's not a threat. It's a promise.
Yo, you gotta go to Florida, bitch.
I'm working on it.
Lee says, Herb, you're such a cool person for hanging out in here with us crazy people.
I'll tell you.
Very true. I don't know how he tolerates me. Yeah, I don't know how he tolerates me. Well, Rob, what have you got coming up? Where can people find your ass?
Yeah.
Other than, on your street corner.
Yeah, well, that's only between the hours of 12 a.m. and 11:59 p.m. Mostly just
69.
Well, that costs extra. I'll spit on you for free though.
Oh, that's good to know.
So, right. Especially if you're a tranny, but it'll be a loogie. So I have some really cool stuff coming up. Obviously Morning Mayhem will be on my show tomorrow night. We're testing out Rumble Studio, so it's going to be most likely a shit show, but it's going to be a news recap. We'll just go over some of the current events. Friday night, I have a huge show. I have Zeke Arkham. If you guys are not familiar with him, follow him on X. It's at ZEEK Arkham, like the asylum from Batman. Yeah. He is absolutely fantastic. Next week, I've got one show, and then I'm going to try to do some live stuff from the People's Convention in Detroit. I'll be up there watching Donald Trump and Vivek Ramaswamy speak, as well as a bunch of others. And I'm starting a daily news breakdown show on the Monday after that. It'll probably be 30 to 45 minutes-ish. And it is just going to be an absolute rage room.
I'm so proud of you. You were crushing it. I remember when you were like nervous to start.
This is all your fault. This is all your fault.
It's all you, buddy.
It's all your fault. You convinced me to do that. You have to live with the monster you created now. How's it feel?
It feels great, bitch.
No, thank you. Christy, yes, I will be tweeting them out. I do live stream on X every Thursday, as well as Rumble. Lately, it's been every Thursday and Friday. Next week will be a little. Oh, hi, Gypsy.
Wait, sorry, go on, and then I'll get.
No. But live on X and Rumble every Thursday. Lately, it's been every Thursday and Friday. But as the daily show starts, that'll probably just go back to the normal Thursday schedule. But all of the stuff is in the singular link that I had him drop below because I don't want to be a difficult bitch.
Like me.
Wow. I'm going to send you that, and you just need to make one. It's so much easier, and you get your own nice little personal website. It's great.
I will. He always wants me to sign up for all these freaking websites, and I can't.
That's not even a website. That's just like a link in bio tool. That isn't one of the pussy in bio.
We were saying we need to start a podcast called Pussy in Bio.
Yeah, pop culture one called Pussy in Bio, and then it would realistically, I'm not very good with pop culture, so most of it would just be me staring at you and agreeing, and just making an off-color comment.
That's perfect. Thin White Axe, I love you. I'm spending June writing reviews of Muse albums. Well, you got to send me that when you do. I want to read it. I love Muse.
Yes, please.
Gypsy Danger, I love you, dude. We're having bandana month, bitch. Dropping some love quick for my two favorite American homos. Yeah, when you going to join us in the US of A?
That's what I'm saying.
Daniel, thank you so much. I need to get to Florida too. Yeah, you do, bitch. We got to hang out.
Yeah, come on.
Get here. Rhonda, I am so 100% with you on this. He pretends to, but
respect the transition.
No.
Stop dead naming.
No.
It's the only time I will ever support that ideology is it's X. No, I can't. Until they come up with something better than tweets, it's fucking Twitter. And I will die. I guess I'll die on that hill. I changed my keyboard shortcuts, but verbally it's always going to be Twitter.
Yeah, this could be a Florida gang. Okay, you guys, since I didn't realize just how many of you are in Florida, we should do something at some point over the summer, like just have a big meetup and all hang out, like go to the beach or something. So I don't care where in Florida it is. I'll travel. I'm in Orlando, but I'll go wherever. Let me know. Let's like plan something. I want to meet you guys because you guys are the freaking greatest.
Absolutely.
As are you, my love. Like I said,
questionable.
He comes across like a bitch on wheels, but he's the sweetest motherfucker in the world and such a great friend. And I'm so glad to know you, you motherfucker.
Yeah, well, you know I love you to death, even if I give you shit on the regular basis.
I wouldn't have it any other way. All right, well, you guys better watch it. What were you saying?
Your favorite Eddie Munster looking fag, right? You're just jealous of the widow's peak, bitch.
Oh, here. I should have done this to match there. We can both be Eddie Munster now.
The sad part is mine's combed over. This is literally just the widow's peak in my hairline.
Here. I'll comb it over.
Yeah, see, you have that. You can grow long hair. Mine just grows out like a white boy afro, and it gets really, really uncomfortable.
Rob, my hair. I'm like getting old. My hairline is starting to recede. I bought Rogaine. No, I didn't buy Rogaine. Okay, can I tell you something terrible? No. I didn't buy Rogaine. I should have bought Rogaine. I bought from some company that they give you like this shit to take for your hairline. The only problem is the same company makes boner pills. And now every ad I'm getting is for boner pills.
Is it Hims?
Yeah.
You do not want to get like that was the company that the CEO came out and said that they would hire any pro-Palestine protesters that got kicked out of the school.
Well, I didn't know that. Okay, like I didn't have
their
enough
stock
reason to not renew it.
Day.
I did not know that.
Yeah, their stock tanked. It was fucking glorious.
Well, I had enough reason. Like, God, I don't need your boner pills.
Oh, Nick, I am not on YouTube. I would get taken down instantly.
He's a Rumble only.
Yeah, I do Rumble and I do Twitter.
The link is below, though.
Yes. Yep. And it's all in one spot, thankfully.
Christy said, great show, Mike. I had so much fun. Thank you, Robert. You guys are the best.
Thank you, Christy.
So I will be back on Sunday with a gaming stream, and the next regular episode will be on Wednesday, and I will be joined by, are you guys ready for it?
Who is it?
Fan favorite, Miss Carrie Smith.
Oh, hell yeah. Is it deprogrammed, right?
I gotta introduce you guys. You would love each other. She is the greatest. So I'm very excited for that. We've done like squad streams and stuff. We've not done a solo stream, the two of us on my channel in like 2 years, which is insane because she's the greatest. But yes, I'm very excited. We have a lot to catch up on. And also all month, I'm going to be bringing all our favorite homocons here. It's going to be amazing. I'm very excited. I'm going to be doing a lot more of this. So I'm excited. I'm like ready to throw myself into this shit.
It's about time, bitch.
Thank you so much for getting me to do it.
I will beat it into your head with a stick if I have to.
You're the greatest, my love. All right, so y'all better go watch his show tomorrow. Subscribe to his shit. Rob, my love. Bob Quisha. Bobbert. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I had an absolute blast. I'm
We'll
going to go get stoned and knock the fuck out.
All right, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.
Bye, guys.